Well, super excited to have you join us on the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Getley and Gino Franti. And we love these kind of shows where we get to highlight some top professionals that are making a difference in our industry and in our lives and hopefully your lives. And we have an incredible author, and he was actually, we just interviewed him, we just found out he wrote the book.
Well, what's really interesting is I think that what we're touching on a little bit in this book, and I think that you're bringing it back because millennials want to do business the way we've always done business, but companies lost that somehow in the middle. And so we went too far in the other way, and then now we're bringing it back, and this book addresses that.
So with us today, we have Ethan Beute, and he actually wrote Rehumanize Your Business. He's actually been, we've interviewed him because he also works with BombBomb, one of the tools we use. And now you wrote the book on it, and you just did a speech for us. We're actually live in San Ramon at the WOW
conference.
Yeah, that's right, for a social survey, and you just knocked it out of the park. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm taking notes, I'm taking pictures. This is how we should, it's a better way to communicate, for sure.
100%, and so it's relevant to anyone, whether you're hardcore in sales and you carry a quota and you have really hard sales goals, or whether you're soft selling. You know, we lean on Dan Pink's To Sell Is Human, Steve Passanelli, my co-author, and I. And Dan Pink, in his book, which is years old and a great book, is that all of us are in sales. You know, even if you're a service person or you're a support person, you're an admin, you're the manager, and you need to recruit and retain and make agents more productive. We're all in sales. We're always selling, influencing, connecting, persuading, and so video allows us to do it the way we were doing it 3 generations ago, right? Before we had all this automation and all this faceless digital communication, all these things that have a lot of value. One of the ways we're thinking about this and talking about this early on in the process, the book, is the new old way to sell, right? It's new in that we're using video and today's technology to do this, but it's old in that it's the way we've always done it, which is eye to eye, face to face. Yeah.
Well, and you touched on this, right? It's, are you better on an email or on the phone? On the phone. Are you better on the phone or in person?
In person.
And if I can't be in person, what's the next best thing? It's video.
Video, correct.
Well, what's nice is, too, I love the rehumanize part of it, because with this digital age, and we work hard to stay away from this, but it's so easy to go automation, and it's so impersonal. It's not very personal. Where going through video, you can repersonalize it, or rehumanize it, as you put it, and it's so much better because it's not as salesy. I'm sorry, when you do that, it takes the sincerity right out of it.
I can't write the way I speak. I can't do it. I'm not that good a writer.
Your personality, your energy, and all of that. Yeah, absolutely. All of that stuff gets lost. Something I didn't offer in the presentation, we address it a little bit in the book, but it's, you're going to save a massive amount of time, and you're not going to have to worry so much about spelling, grammar, typos, autocorrect, which is just the bane of anyone that's doing a lot of mobile communications. It's like you send it and then you realize that it autocorrected before you send it. You're like, all this confusion.
Oh, he's the worst. He's the worst.
Just
And
like,
look, and I'll admit, I'm not really that good at English. And so I actually contracted Grammarly, and it helps. It makes things a little bit better because I needed help with that. But that's the reality, is none of that matters if you're just being you. But when you're writing something, it's like you have to write it better, and you have to try to get your point across, and you can't use your hands like a good Italian.
Right.
So Ethan, why would somebody want to go through this? Because I know you just shared with us a lot of the steps of the book, and I like that it gets to the point and will help somebody, but you made it, you brought up really good points of that you don't have to do it perfect. And you just need to do it, and you'll get better at it. And we've known that. I mean, if you started with our show 9 years ago, don't watch it.
Right.
we did improve, because it was very boxy. And over time, we did improve. Even our producer. And
but it's interesting because the
like,
reality is,
yeah,
all we did was become more of ourselves. We
true.
thought that what
More
we needed to
comfortable,
do,
more natural.
Yeah, we thought we needed to be perfect, and we didn't. And when we became imperfect, we got better.
Right. I mean, that's a line in the book, too, is your imperfection is actually your perfection in this scenario. So, to your question, if you want more replies and responses, if you want more clicks through your emails, you want to convert leads at a higher rate, you want to generate more referrals, you want to stay in touch with your past clients, those are some of the hard outcomes people are getting from this book. Okay. And from our service and kind of the stuff that I've been learning and teaching with and through our customers for years. But this is, again, we call the movement relationships through video. As compared to marketing through video, which is light scripts, editing, drones, green screens, and all this stuff that is expensive and time consuming, and it's all good stuff, but this is about simple webcam and smartphone videos. Why does this matter to you and your clients? Who's actually doing this and how are they doing it? When do I actually send videos versus continuing to send text or continuing to automate or whatever? And then how do I actually do this? Like, what does this look like in practice? And then again, some advanced strategies like how to get more emails opened, how to get more videos played, how to follow up based on the analytics and alerts that you might get.
So we could just use our webcam, obviously, and your phone. So sorry, firm, you're fired.
Fired. Yep.
Well, but so that's the point on marketing
actually,
through video. Like, if you're doing that, awesome. You should continue doing it. But this is another thing.
Or.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
both.
We don't walk around with.
We don't have Foreman in our pocket every day.
But then people watch a show like this and they're like, I don't have a sign, I don't have lights, I don't have a production crew, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the expertise, I don't even know how to hire that stuff out. If that's where you are with video, you feel like you're on the outside and it's intimidating and you're looking at people who are just absolutely murdering it with like nicely produced videos, this is a great place to start. This is about you and the person or the segment of people that you want to communicate with in a more personal and human way. Some of the things that I hear from people are, this makes what I do fun again. Yeah, this reminds me why I got into sales. Like these kinds of things, because you get to be you and you get to sell with your very best sales asset, which is your personality.
Doing it that way versus just typing away and sending it off and hoping it's received the way you want them to receive it. Because emails are not always received the way you send it out.
No, again, you're giving away complete control over the message when you type it out. I know you guys struggled
with the title a little bit, but the more I think about it, it really is rehumanizing.
It is, right. It is. And the reason, there's a lot of language, I really like this. There's a lot of soft-sounding language that's making its way into popular business culture, and I really appreciate it, like vulnerability, authenticity, customer empathy, and some of these types of things. Human and humanizing are in that mix as well. The reason we went rehumanizing, again, is this kind of new, old way. Like, this is how we've always done it for millennia. As long as we've been on 2 feet as a species, we've communicated eye to eye, face to face. And it's only been in the past couple hundred years that we've been able to separate that and, telegraph and telephone and, all these other means of communicating. And now, of course, we're very heavy in, again, faceless digital communication.
I'm going to bring this back, right? So yesterday we had the pleasure of being with Brittany Hodak. And she says, storytelling has always been a part of our lives. It's a cultural thing. It's sitting around the fire and telling a story. And so that's something that we have innate to us as humans.
Yeah.
And so this is just letting you tell your story.
Yeah.
Letting you share your story.
So I think there's a lot of science in, like I had to do the footnotes and endnotes to source all the material, and I think chapters 2 and 3 are super, super heavy in that. And chapter 3 is really that human story of, why does this matter at a deeply, deeply human level? Why does this work? Why is it more effective? Why is it more satisfying for you as the service provider, the real estate agent, the loan officer, the insurance salesperson, who, whatever you're doing, the manager, the leader, the recruiter, the hirer, the onboarder, the customer service person? Why is this more satisfying for you as a human? And it just gets back to that, we're here to be in connection with each other. And so many of the tools that we rely on every day are dehumanizing to that process. We lean on some science, I think, in the second chapter of when someone gets your 3-paragraph email, their brains do not assign those written words to a human being who wrote them. Our brains just don't do that. Now, you might consciously conjure that and go like, oh, this is from Tom, I know Tom, and you kind of put it together, but our brains don't naturally do that. I mean, just the way that we're communicating is fundamentally dehumanizing even to ourselves.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about, you connect all the things that we've seen here at the WOW conference. You put it all together, and it does exude the WOW factor, because you talk about rehumanizing, passion, energy, fans. I mean, really cool stuff that makes us all great at what we do, but it comes with passion. Well, I know you put a lot of passion.
Well, and the other thing too I love too is everybody part of the WOW Summit and your book and the way you're talking about communicating, it's actually making it more fun. because it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
a lot of work, and you have to communicate. We're all in sales, or we're trying to sell something or communicate something, and the way you've presented it, the way you do it through BombBomb, the way Social Survey handles it, it makes it a lot more fun. So thank you for breaking it down down for us. You do need it. How's the best way for them to get it? Obviously, it's a big seller at Amazon.
Yeah, you can find it at Amazon. It's just called Rehumanize Your Business. You'll search it, you'll find it. You can read some reviews there.
And I'm kind of an Audible junkie, and you said you're working on that.
100%, yeah. So Steve, my co-author, and I are heading to New York to record it, and then apparently this is the way it works. I learned so much in this process. So we're going to go in and read it. I think we're going to alternate chapters. I'll take the first one because it's heavy first person, like some real personal stories in there. Then we'll alternate chapters, and then like a few weeks later, they want to have us back because apparently we're not going to do it perfectly the first time. So we'll go back and do some rereads. So it should be ready later here in 2019.
Very cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
very
I love the
exciting.
Audible.
We're Audible people.
All right, so we're excited. This is Ethan Beute and Rehumanize Your Business, a great way to communicate and change basically how you do it for the better. Because I know I've been using it this way. I've been using BombBomb. I've been communicating. So much more fun. So again, Ethan, thank you for being part of our show again. You've done a great job. Thank you for your presentation and this great book. Again, Rehumanize Yourself. Thank you for being part of the National Real Estate Cafe.
Find out more at
DonandGino.com.